Hey, and happy Thursday. It is the beautiful month of March, and we are honoring and spotlighting beautiful women in Women's History Month. And listen, you might catch me a little tongue tied tonight. Don't pay me no mind. Don't pay me no mind. I have some royalty in the house. And listen, they are coming up in just a moment. But as always, I want to come in and say thank you so much for joining us on Girl Your Money Matters, affectionately known as the gym, where we have all sorts of exercises to help you get financially fit. So come on and say hello to the people, DJ Tony. Say hello to the people.
Hey. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to the show. It's Ladies Month, boy. I am so honored and thrilled. Man. Let's get this thing cracking.
I think DJ Tony just as excited as I am.
I am.
Listen, this month, today, so normally we only broadcast on Mondays at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, but this time for the month of March, we are broadcasting live on both Mondays and Thursdays. So that means tonight is the first night. The first night. And since we have a night of first, I am bringing up some ladies who are very near and dear to my heart. And once they stuck with me, whether they like it or not, they stuck with me. You and me should never part. We stuck together. So let me go on and bring them up. My very first business coach, Miss Venice Johnson, who is joining us all the way from the San Francisco Bay Area in California. And my very first course creator coach who helped me make my first five-figure month. Woo! This is Kat, the course builder. And ladies, thank you so much for joining me tonight, spending some time with me and DJ Tony. And I gracefully say thank you for being here because who else to come up on my first night for Women's History Month than women who have helped me make history? Hey, say hey, Benice.
Hi. Hey girl, hey. Hey guy, hey.
Say hi, Cat.
Hey everybody. Hey.
Listen,
Exactly.
and I had to go through some things to make sure that they could join us tonight. And so let me just give you a little bit of background. I have been connected to Venice Johnson since about 2016, and she was my very first business coach who tapped me on the shoulder at another conference, and we've been stuck like Chuck, man. We've been stuck. And she talks a lot about mindset. She talks about the bold, the bad, the big, and the bad, right? And she is very much into women being authentic and helping them be their authentic selves. And then here comes Kat, the course builder. And if you've been following me for any time, you've heard me say things like, um, success moves at the speed of execution. I got that from her. Don't tell her I tell y'all that, but that's where it came from. And this is the one that changed my life. Stop being the MVP and become the MVP. Now, my community can tell you stop being the most valuable player and become the minimal viable producer. Because if the minimal works for them, I promise it's going to work for me. And what that did was help me shift my mindset on how to focus on my business. So, enough about me. Never enough about me. Never enough about me. This is Girl Your Money Matters. And so what I want these ladies to share with us tonight, I admire them so much because they've done something that I hear a lot of ladies want that talk about, right? They left corporate America
Mhm.
and they are full time in their business. Just so you know, Bernice
Mhm.
Johnson has been a full time entrepreneur for 27 years. She only 29 years old, y'all. Okay, just understand that she came out the womb talking about uh uh but she has been an entrepreneur since the age of 12, and I can't wait to hear how that
Mhm.
came along. And I'm not going to give you her whole bio because part of her bio talks about how she took the leap. And then here we got Cat the course builder, a master course builder with more than 16 years of experience as an instructional designer. I don't even know what all that mean. I just know she the bomb.com. Okay, these ladies are the bomb.com. So I'm gonna jump right in, and I want to thank you all for being here. So let me do my station identification. We are here live on the Brownstone Worldwide with Girl Your Money Matters, where we are here to help change the narrative for our Black and Brown communities. Because if in 50 years the story is still being told wrong, it's our fault. So I'm doing my part to help my community, especially the women in the community, understand how to go from that 9 to 5 into the life that they want to live, with the focus on how better budgeting and money management plays a huge part. So Venice,
Yes.
talk to the people. Talk to the people. I'm gonna jump right in with question number one. What was
Okay.
the straw? What was that proverbial straw? Tell them a little bit about what you did, but what was the straw that made you say, I'm out?
You know, the straw that broke the camel's back is really funny. I was reading an article in Black Enterprise magazine, and I was in my sales job. I worked in the staffing industry in downtown San Francisco, and I was reading this article, and the lady in the article who I ended up meeting, she was a paralegal, and she left that job to start a staffing company, and she was doing staffing for sitcom shows. So when we hear people laugh in the audience, and you see bodies, back in the day when they did shows like that.
Seat fillers.
And so, yes, seat fillers. Yes. So she was doing seat fillers. And so I was looking at that like, wait a minute, she is not even in the industry. And she left her paralegal job and she was earning seven figures in revenue in her business. And I was like, well, what am I waiting on? What am I waiting to do? And so I put in my notice, and I was 27 at the time, and I was making $76,000 a year.
So we're not talking about no $30,000 job. We're talking about a nice income, right?
Yeah.
Did y'all hear that?
But because I started my company in 1997. So in 1997, $76,000 was a lot of money.
Yes, it was.
I was 27 years old when I started. So for a 27-year-old making that kind of money, that was a lot of money.
That was a lot of money.
And the good news was I was saving my money. So I wasn't out there wilding out and dripping in designer. I was really stacking my money because I had never made that kind of money before. And I was like, something's wrong. Somebody's going to come back and get the money. So I need to save it, because in all honesty, I mean, really, like, I didn't know anybody 27 years old making $76,000 a year. I didn't know that. So I had no points of reference on that. So fast forward, I ended up leaving that job, and I told myself, and I said, listen, I have a rich, deep network, which is true. I was out there networking, in my industry. I had great relationships with customers, and I had stacked some money to the side. And I'm like, I'm going to go out there and shoot my shot. And, if worst case scenario, I go back and get a job.
I heard that is a lot. So 27 years old, making almost 80 grand a year.
Yep.
And someone that you saw doing something as an entrepreneur made you say, wait a minute now, if she can, I can.
Well, I want to and I want to go back just a little bit further. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 12 years old. So I grew up in an environment of scarcity. And so when you grow up in an environment of scarcity, one of the promises I think you make to yourself, and I made to myself, is to never, ever be in that situation. And between the ages of 12 and 25, I learned how to do side hustles, and that wasn't even a thing at the time. So I'm like, ooh, I could make money. And I made money by talking to people, by selling a skill to people. I can mow your lawn. I can babysit your kids. I can braid hair. So I just kind of got out there and I hustled. And when I had my son when I was 25. I saw a lady in the party warehouse store, and she had all these little knickknacks for Valentine's Day. She had a basket, she had a teddy bear, she had cellophane paper, she had all these kind of goodies to go in the basket. And I was like, hey, what are you doing? You got like a lot of baskets. Like, what's going on? I literally stopped and asked a stranger. And she was like, I make baskets and I sell them for Valentine's Day. And I said, okay. And I looked at my son, who was probably 1.5, and I said, we about to do baskets. So I came to buy birthday stuff and ended up buying a whole bunch of stuff to make baskets. And I worked at the mall. I made prototypes. I walked around the basket with, back in the day, those old receipt books. Y'all know, with the trace paper in them. Myself. Remember the trace paper in the line?
Carbon paper.
Carbon paper. Thank you, Tony. Carbon paper. Yeah. So I walked around and I walked with the prototypes and I took orders. I could do simple math. I'm like, the minimum I need to make is enough to cover the cost of goods. That's the minimum that I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so the rest is history. And so I really felt a pulling in my soul. I felt like I wanted the excitement. I wanted more to do. I really wanted to give myself the best opportunity possible to do what I could for myself. And I didn't want to be beholden to a job. My job was okay, but it wasn't, there was something missing in me that the job was not fulfilling. And because I was young enough at the time, because I had set some money aside, and because I believed in myself, I'm like, I'm gonna shoot my shot and just see where it goes. And I haven't looked back since then.
Amen. Come on now. And I love it because I heard so much. But before I delve into those parts, because I know Miss Kat's story as well, I want her to come on and share, tell a little bit about what you did, because she done worked with some folk and she done some, just a little bit of stuff, just a wee bit of stuff, but she has a proverbial straw too. So Kat, talk to the people.
Yeah, very much. Venice's story is amazing. I mean, really. I mean, she says it so like, oh, when I did this, and I'm like, what, girl? Okay. You kind of a big deal, ma'am. So my stories well, I've been an on and off entrepreneur for a long time, from selling pencils in the playground. You know, the ones with the fuzzy head and you do like this and make it fuzzy? That was me selling them on the playground. Okay. So I have been an on and on. I've done some big things. I've done some small things. I've made a lot of money. I've lost a lot of money. And I ended up back in corporate. Okay. And I was in corporate, and when you become an entrepreneur, even if you're at 12 like Venice, or 10, or however, once you get bit by that bug, it's hard to shake that bug. That bug is like, it's dug in. Okay. Mm-hmm. So for me anyway, so I was working in corporate. I was fully grown with big grown girl bills. Okay. A husband, a mortgage, all the big girl things. And I'm making nice money. It's right at about 99, something like that, right?
Something like that.
So we're comfortable, right? And I wasn't really looking to not be comfortable. And I fell into this line of entrepreneurship kind of by accident. I didn't want to be on social media. I didn't care about being online. I wasn't interested in going live. I didn't want to be in front of people because I was a behind the scenes girl. Okay. Mm-hmm. I was an instructional designer, working behind the computer, pumping out courses, doing all this stuff for corporate. And I didn't care anything about any of this stuff. I thought it was for the young people. I mean, I'm 53 now, but at the time I was like, I just was like, I just wasn't into it. Right. And I kind of fell into it by accident, but kind of fast forward from that, I didn't know that it was going to be a business. Okay. I was comfortable in corporate, but one day so Nicole knows when my birthday is, right? Nicole knows that. Right. I'm comfortable, y'all. I got all the things, all the big girl things. One day, I asked for the other half of the day off. I had already had the first half off because it's New Year's Eve. I asked for the other half off so I could have the whole day off. And this little girl, I call her little girl, this little girl told me no. I was like, but I got the PTO. What the? Well, they might need you. You're in a senior position, blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And I didn't hear nothing. She was like Charlie Brown. She was Charlie Brown at that point. But I said to myself in that moment, you are fully grown. And this little girl got the nerve to tell you that you can't take off for your birthday? Like, it did not compute to me. It was not registering with me. And at that moment, and my birthday is New Year's Eve, so the very next day after that was January 1st. And I said to myself, self, this will be the last year anybody can tell you when you can take off for your birthday or what. This is going to be the last. She will never again be able to say that. Those words will never come out her mouth again in that moment. And sure enough, that was the very last time. Okay. 4 months later, I quit my job, went full time into the business. Within the first, what was it like? I quit my job. I had made almost as much as I had made that previous year in the first 4 months.
Wow.
In my business. I had made multiple six figures that very same year. And now, fast forward, praise be to God, I'm in the multiple sevens. I have met that. I have achieved that.
Hold up. You thought you was just gonna sail on back. Denise, you see how she did that?
Man, she tried to just slip it right on back.
And I didn't say, no, man.
Well,
you can't roller skate pad.
Listen, some of my cousins might be on here. Some of my cousins.
Okay.
I don't know. You know.
It's a big deal.
She got 7 cents, y'all. She got 7 cents. Don't be coming over there because 5 of them belong to Uncle Sam and the other to Olivia. So
please understand. Please understand.
But house of never. I like the way she just slid on in the home base with that one. And I refuse. I just, wait a minute, hold on. Let me fan that a little bit. See, listen, I want to say this to the audience. I tell you guys all the time, for those of you who come into my community, into my arena, you must have, if you're the top of your circle, that's great and wonderful that you pour into people, but you also have to have people that are on top of where you're trying to go. They pour into you. So
yeah, you have to
listen. Those are people who are making 5 figures a month and 5 figures a year. I love y'all, but I need to learn from the multiple 6 and 7 figure earners. See, this why they can't get rid of me. See, if I hold on to them, some of they sprinkle stardust gonna sprinkle off on me, and I'm gonna keep going up. Listen, I really appreciate you ladies. Listen, wait a minute, hold on. Let me see what one of. I love when our people come in the comments and be talking. So Bridget said, "Hey, cuz, can I borrow some money?"
I'm glad you cat's cousin, not mine.
See, and her just said that too. Her just said that.
She just said that she's cat's cousin, not mine.
Yeah, all of a sudden, I'm a cousin too.
I'm a cousin, right?
Wait a minute, how about this? You get in line, cuz.
Get in line, cuz.
Get in line. Listen, and that is an amazing testimony because it really does take some strength to kiss your job goodbye, to fire your boss because you lose that consistency. Because one thing that I know that both of you understand, you have to keep going even when you can't see the deposits being made.
Yeah, and that's the world of entrepreneurship, right? We can't. So I want to speak to 2 things. First is, Nicole, you're so right. I think one of the misnomers that people really operate from in building wealth for themselves is they think that it's something you can do in a silo. They think that it's something that you can watch somebody else do, like off TikTok and off Instagram. And then you can just, or you sign up for their class and then voila, build it and they will come. And then, and people just, and they think that when you do hit some level of financial success, that it's never a roller coaster ride, that it's a continual trajectory up, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is so not true at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I see Kat shaking her head because sometimes you have high months and sometimes you have below low months.
Them peaks and valleys. Them peaks and valleys.
And I'm gonna tell you what it looked like.
Yep.
It looked like, okay, well, let me see if I got this client. Wait a minute, Indeed.com over here. Hold on, let me close this Indeed window down over here, the LinkedIn. So you got the LinkedIn window up on one browser, and you got the appointment calendar on the other one. You like, which one gonna win out, Indeed or Indeed? Okay, yeah. That's what it looked like.
Look, and you good because mine looked like, okay, so we gonna have salami, turkey meat, peanut butter, and jelly. And if we want to be fancy, we're gonna put some chips with it.
Right.
Girl, come on now, that's gourmet there.
We got to get
that gourmet.
And so look, and we might have to get some Kool-Aid. We might have to get some Kool-Aid or iced tea.
Right. Or
red.
Get some water.
Red Kool-Aid.
Yeah. To go in and make it look like Kool-Aid.
Yeah, right, exactly. So I'm just saying. And the other thing you said, Nicole, that was really important is that you really pay to be in the room with people. Yes. Meaning you invest. And you have to, we say this so many times that almost like beating a dead horse. You really do have to invest in yourself, in your knowledge, if you want to grow. And in order to grow financially, you got to pay the people above you to be in the room with those people that are hitting those numbers. You cannot be on Google University. You cannot be on going to YouTube private school. You can't be doing those things.
You can't say, Siri, how I make $10,000 tomorrow?
You can't say that. Siri will tell you, but it might not be for you. Right. And some people want to do shortcuts, and there is no shortcut. You really do have to invest in yourself. You really do have to continually invest in yourself, right, Kat? Because you can't make 7 figures one time and be like, "Oh, that's it, I'm done." If you want to make multiple 7 figures, you got to have multiple layers of support investment. That's all I'm saying.
You listen.
Well,
as I'm listening to you, 1 year so I've been in business almost 10 years now. We have our 10-year anniversary next year, so y'all gonna have to come to the 10-year anniversary party, okay?
That's right.
Can I DJ?
Hey, that's what's up, DJ.
Can I DJ?
ATL. Okay, so I'm sitting over here, I'm calculating the tens of thousands of dollars I have spent on coaches.
Yes. Me too.
Training. And traveling just so I could be in the room and all the stuff and all the things. Tens of thousands of not 1,000.
Yes.
Not 5.
Nope.
Because the people where I was trying to go, and most of my coaches, I'm gonna tell you the truth, nobody knows who they are. I promise you. The ones from the beginning, that don't nobody know them. Right. One of them is way in Australia somewhere.
Right. I know that one. I know who that is, but my lips are sealed, baby. I don't tell all the juice. But let me share this. Let me share a couple of things. So Paulette just joined our stream. Paulette is the founder and CEO of the Brownstone Worldwide. This is her platform where we go live to change the narrative of our Black and Brown communities. Now, let me tell y'all something. Paulette is the first lady. She used to be, she was one of the founding members of Arrested Development, and documentary shall be coming out soon. Yes.
Love it.
Yeah, so she been in radio, and when you hear her speak, she gonna be. Let me tell you something. People say, "Oh, I love when you talk." No, you don't. When Paulette talks, I be like, "Oh, let me shut all my lips. I can't talk no more." Go ahead, Paulette, talk to the people. Go ahead, give them the voice. Give them the voice, Paulette. Don't make a lie out of me. Give them the voice.
So hey, y'all. I just came out of a meeting. And I asked Nicole, was it okay if I joined? Because I was looking at BWTV, and y'all was going in. I said, I need to come in and sit down. I need I need to come set a spell because y'all couldn't.
Okay.
do it.
Wait a
Okay.
minute.
Yeah.
So Bridget is in the comments said, first of all, let me tell y'all this. She said all of y'all are cousins. Both of y'all cousins, Venice. You don't get away that easily. And she said Paulette is like E.F. Hutton. Now let me speak to this. I see. I'm not gonna identify which one of them did this to me, but I'm gonna tell the truth. Shame everybody. So when she said invest in yourself, and you know which one said it, that one over there, that one over there. She said invest in yourself. So the first time that I paid a big girl coaching investment, hold on, Jesus, I needed to pray real hard because let me tell you what she said. She said your cost is
Yep.
But this, I ain't gonna even tell you what she said it was because the price from yesteryear ain't the price today. So I ain't gonna put all her business out there in the street. But let me tell you what I did. I said, listen. I said, and you know what she did? Helper didn't even blink. It didn't even blink. She just sat there for and then I said, she said, well, you just told me you need blah 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 blah. Yeah, but I didn't know it was going it was right there. Okay. But you know what happened? I had to step back and evaluate my goals.
Yep.
And look back even further to say I've been at this point stuck for so long. Am I gonna teach myself? Because if I could, I would have already. So let me go and one more time and figure out if Uncle Clifford was gonna open the back door and let me sneak on in and work the bar. I wasn't pole ready. I was bar ready. What's up, Trevor? I wasn't pole ready, but I was bar ready. And so if I said, well, Uncle Clifford, can I just work at the bar and make the drinks? He was like, well, you don't get to stay that long. You got 30 days. I said, well, I need to get this money in 30 days.
But you know what? But you know what, Nicole? You figured it out.
That's right.
And a lot of people don't go to that level. They get stuck on the and then they call their friends, and then now you got a whole choir of
right. And look, and we all sound like baritone bass singer.
All in unison. Everybody
all in unison. And then then your friends say at that level, girl, how much you paying? I would coach you for that. You ain't got to pay nobody for that. But check it out. They at the same level where you trying to get out of.
Imagine that. Blind leading the blind.
Or I give you another one. They will refer you to their referral who's on their level that ain't for you.
Right.
And they will even better referral. Money. They will take your money, and when you don't produce results, they're gonna be like, girl, you didn't work it like you needed to. You ain't give me nothing to work with. So you didn't fact check them. You didn't check their creds. Now, when I say the two ladies that are our guest hosts tonight, that are our special guests, got some credentials that listen, Nicole, I'm coming to town. Where I need to be. What time you need me to pick you up? What you need me to do? Because I just want to be in the room. Now I'm gonna tell you, when Kat called me, she had a conference. I was living in Birmingham, and she called me. She said, I'm going to do this, and I want you on the stage. First, I screamed, and then I cried because that was the it for me. And Venice, we still gonna have our date too. Let me get into it because I know Kat got to run, but I want her to speak to this because what they've spoken to is how they left their corporate jobs. And we're not talking about hard jobs. We're talking about they had nice monies coming in for those jobs, but it was something. Venice said, if she could do that, I can do that. Kat said, ain't no way on this green earth, on this side of the grave, little girl, will you ever tell me that I can't take my birthday off? You
My
got it.
damn birthday.
You got it twisted. But here's the thing. I know, and then they spoke to the investment that they had to make in themselves to be successful. So you got to spend money to make money. If you don't believe that's true, go get you 2 9-to-5s. Okay? 9 to 5 and 5 to 9, and then again a 9 to 3. You
7
need
to
3 of
11.
them,
7
okay?
to 11.
I'm gonna need you. And I'm gonna go work at the 7-Eleven for 24/7. That's what you do. Okay. That's what you do. Because if you don't believe in investing in yourself, because even the people who own the 7-Eleven had to invest in buy the building and be able to open the doors for you to come in and push the button on the cash register. But I'm gonna let that sink in on the later time.
Everything we see, everything that we as consumers purchase, everything that we watch on TV, everything that we partake in, someone made an investment for that thing to turn into reality.
That's
and
right.
if that business has been around has longevity, they making investments, whether it's in training staff, whether it's in getting a coach for the staff, for the for upper management, whether it's them whether it's them investing in business coaches, like they are continually making investments, marketing strategists, brand strategists. I mean, they're continually making investments for that business to continue to grow and scale and be competitive. There's nobody, even the richest person. I look at Oprah. Oprah said at one time she had 25 coaches.
Wow.
Yeah. At one time she said she had 25 coaches. Now, I don't know if they were all working on the same time, but look at where she is. And I guarantee you today, Oprah still has a coach. If she is still expanding and growing her business, creating schools, whatever, she's doing a lot of stuff online, with classes and what have you, podcasts, she still has a coach and a team that is helping her with cutting edge information so she can continue to stay at that status.
Absolutely. So let me go. So better money management and having savings, because this is all about, girl, your money matters, because girls, your money matters, right? Let me say this. I want Kat, because Kat did something that I'm still dreaming of. It's still on my bucket list out in the universe. I want them to understand that when you make that leap of faith, right? When you take that leap of faith, then you work hard, you invest in yourself. So when you play hard, when you work hard, you get to play hard, right? You get, because when Kat play hard, I be on her stream like this. I want to be in there with her. I want to be like that.
Listen, I had a grown woman ask me if I could adopt her.
Wow.
Ma'am, that was me. I'll take Liv to school. I ain't got no problem with that.
I wasn't gonna tell on you.
But listen, Kat, share some of the things that doing all the things that you have already said. Tell them how your life has been different for you. Your life has been different for you and your family.
I'm gonna tell you, that's kind of an emotional question for me. Honestly, I wasn't really expecting that, but that is a pretty emotional question for me. Because I'm not gonna say, I'm gonna answer your question. I have been able to spend the summers in Europe with my daughter the entire summer. The only reason we came back was because she had to go to school.
Right.
So they say. I've been able to
she went to the Bahamas, y'all. She didn't say she went to Jamaica. She said she spent the entire summer in Europe. You're big.
But and the thing is that it's not just my daughter, my mother-in-law. We took 2 cousins. And that was amazing. We had an amazing time. But not only that, I was able to change my physical health. That during that summer, that first summer, I was 100 pounds heavier than I am right now.
No, you wasn't.
Yeah, well,
ma'am.
Yeah. This lady right here. So y'all don't know this lady. Y'all see this lady?
I remember her.
Mhm.
That was me.
That's the one where I spoke. I remember her.
That is the one where I spoke. Okay,
Mhm.
where you spoke. Okay,
Yep.
that lady
That's it.
right there is 100 pounds heavier than I am right now, and I
Wow.
keep her right here because I love her.
Yeah.
This lady
yeah.
built an amazing business.
Mhm.
This lady got married to an amazing husband, had a baby, and she has brought me a mighty long way.
Mhm.
So I love her, and I keep her right here, and I dare anybody say anything bad about her. Okay, ain't
Come
she
on.
cute? Ain't she cute?
Yep.
So,
She is.
She's real cute. I love her too.
but
Fine as wine.
this lady had back problems, knee problems. This
Mm.
lady was tested for congestive heart failure, diabetes, all
Yes,
the
come on
rest,
now.
and she had to change her life. And so, I just had my 3-year anniversary. I had weight loss surgery, dropped 100 pounds.
Wow.
And then right after that, I said, "Ooh, I gotta do something with this." So I got a whole mommy makeover, breast lift, lipo, tummy tuck, and anything else they would let me do. And I got it all done and put a big bag of money down and just said, "Fix it, Jesus." Okay. And they fixed it. And so at 53, I'm in the best health of my life. I work out, I run Stone Mountain almost every day. I'm in the gym. Y'all see my Instagram and all of that.
Mm.
I'm a size 4. This was like an 18. And me and my husband having a nice time with it.
Yay!
Hey, look, Ma, no hands. Look, Ma, no hands. Hey, wait a minute. Hey, baby,
Look,
fine.
Mom.
Look what we can have a whole show just on that, okay? He lost 80 pounds. I lost 100 pounds. We like teenagers. My daughter was like, "Ew, you're disgusting." You know, she can't stand us. I'm like, "Well, can't stand me some more because this way it's gonna be, baby." So,
Get it, girl. Get it, girl. Boy, I'm smiling. I'm
that
smiling
is how
for
my-
your
that is how
husband.
my life has changed.
Oh, boy,
Listen,
get it, boy.
when
Look
Kat
at Tony.
when the first time I saw Kat and she had got signed her, I told, "Don't you ever worry about me bringing my boyfriend around you, because I might have to fight you."
So crazy.
Wow.
But that is how my life has changed, and it is the most amazing feeling to wake up and not have pain and not be sick and not be in line for all the other diseases that most of the women in my family have died from.
I think what's so amazing about that, Kat, congratulations,
Absolutely.
but what I think so amazing is that you could do it for yourself.
Absolutely.
That you weren't depending on someone else to do it for you. You didn't fall victim to those, health issues that you were experiencing at that time. You had put yourself in a position that you could have choices, and that's what money does for us. Money allows you to have choices, and it allows you to shop at the higher level, in the mall. The higher level in the department store. Money allows you to go to the secret room that's in the back, of the store.
The upper room.
Exactly. Right.
And so the one that she said, "I'm coming on Sunday." Man, we're closed on Sunday. I'm Kat, the course builder. Man, what time will you be here?
Exactly. No, Nicole, they're like, "What time shall we pick you up?" What time shall we pick you up? And and we have your
is known as the boldest coach, baby. She do not play. She does not play.
But I wanted to add that. I just wanted to add that note because, again, sometimes because we're just in this materialistic society, there are people that do achieve some level of financial success, and then they don't pay attention to the things that are really the most important to pay attention to.
Yeah.
How do you keep yourself in good health shape so that you can continue to repeat and to scale up above what you just achieved?
Now that right there, that's serious what you're saying, because I was able to I have the energy, I have my health, I'm able to grow and continue growing my business. Let me tell you, and I know you know this, Beneath, this hard.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This is exhausting.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes I'm so tired that I'm tired to tears. I'm so tired. I'm like a baby that cry when they tired. That's how tired I be sometimes.
Yeah.
And because I'm still in a growth stage in my you never stop growing.
Nope.
But my it's gotten better over some years, but I'm still exhausted.
Yeah.
I'm still, and I don't know how I would have been able to do it at this weight still.
You wouldn't have been. You'd have been sick. You'd have been in the hospital. You'd have been sick.
Yeah. But I'll tell you this: I have had Kat get in my inbox. What you doing, ma'am? It is 11:30 at night for me, so it's after midnight for you. Okay, but we finna have a jam session. All right, here I come. And 2-3 hours later, we done went through some software. We done figured out how to put up some pictures. We done figured out overlays, underlays, sideways. And I'm sitting here like this with one eye open, and she bouncing off the darn wall. I'm like, I can't with this little woman. What is going on? So, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because Paulette is one of those too. I'm going to bed. See, I'm still on the 9 to 5, and Paulette is full-time in her business, and she's going to sit on another panel with me before this month is over, because I'm going to get the good and grimy from her as well. But at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, some days I'm getting up, and she's like, well, I'm going to bed. What? Yeah, I've been up all night. While you was over there calling every hog this side of heaven, I was working. Well, I was working too, because I have to put, when I call them hogs, I do it in harmony. So don't bother me. But I know Kat is, listen, I am in Dallas, Texas. Because I know Kat is pressed for time. I'm gonna tell you this. When I tell you that you have to have people in your circle that will tap on your shoulder. I went MIA in my business for a long time, and when she tapped on my shoulder, she said, "What the hell is going on?" I was like, ma'am, you this tall and 500 miles away. She said, and the point is what? I will still get you. I was like, well, yes, ma'am, this is what's happening. And this
did not come out there and did not come out there.
And then showed up. But you know what she told me? And I'll never forget it. It was Mother's Day weekend. It was Mother's Day weekend. That was in May. And that's the house when they say stuff and they touch it, they touch you. She told me, I was going through the dissolution of a business. And she said, so you over there hiding because you don't. I said, I don't want them to see me fail. She said, well, damn it, don't fail. Go and have your pity party the rest of the day. But tomorrow, how about that? Liz, and I'm finna tell you exactly what she said. I'm glad we ain't on TV because I can go ahead and say it. She said, tomorrow you get your ass up and get back in gear.
Yep. I like her.
That part.
I couldn't even enjoy the rest of my pity party the rest of that day. I couldn't even enjoy the rest of my pity party.
Okay. But here's the good news. I'm not telling you nothing I don't tell myself.
Exactly.
Get your ass up. That's what I tell myself. I tell myself the same thing. So, you can feel better knowing that I tell myself stuff all the time. Look, y'all know that song, Pretty Girls Walk by Bet? Do y'all know the beginning of the song? That's your homework. Go listen to the interlude, and that is what I want you to repeat to yourself. Okay? She said, I don't care what none of these MF and so-and-so's is saying.
I heard that.
You look in the mirror and know you's a bad mother so-and-so. Okay?
That's right.
Fill in the blank. And I talk to myself, and I say it, and I repeat it, and I don't let myself give myself excuses. I don't... Yeah. And people say, well, how do you do it? I don't have no choice but to do it.
Amen.
Right.
I don't have no choice. What I'm going to do? Go back to corporate? I'm unemployable. They don't want to hear from me.
No, not at all.
Woo!
You ain't got nothing to
what you've been doing the last 10 years. Oh, you going to come in here and get on the plantation? I don't think you will, ma'am. You're going to get a couple checks and you're going to be out. And they ain't wrong. They ain't lying. They ain't wrong. They ain't wrong. So I don't even play them games with people.
And I love it. And so when you have to have people that are going to tell you the truth. It's not about, Nicole, let me tell you what you want to hear. Let me stroke your ego. Now, Heifer, this is the truth. And this is it. Yep. Venice was the one who got on me and said, how you going to see the finish line and sit down? Yeah.
Well.
All I could say was, Pastor, I'm so
Lord.
sorry. Forgive me because I know not what I did. But I'll tell you this, and then I'm gonna let Kat go. But I'm gonna let her tell you where to find her. Venice tapped me on the shoulder at one of the darkest times in my life. I was going through a horrible period back then, the Birmingham and Ham. And when I told her, okay, when I told her, well, hold on, let me get ready. Because I told her the strife that I was sitting in, and it was so bad that I was having nightmares that someone was breaking into my home, and I went and got locked and loaded with a beautiful piece of steel. Beautiful, beautiful. And she has 16 friends behind her. So we got 17 when then she bought 2 full clips to go with it, just in case the first 17 miss. All right, in case they didn't do the job. She said, well, Nicole, I'm for you being all locked and loaded, but I don't think that's a literal dream. Your house being broken into is your soul. And your burglar is the person that you're giving too much attention to. Yep. She said, now get back to what your purpose is.
Yeah.
The dream stop.
My God.
Yeah. You gotta have. We need people around us to tell us the truth.
Amen.
And we need to be able to accept the truth. We need the right person to tell us the truth.
Absolutely.
And we need to be able to accept the truth and then be able to move forward from that, knowing that there's truths that you will run into that you're going to need to face.
Yes.
And they're not there to stop you. They are there to empower you.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
So that you can move forward.
Yeah, so I love it. And so I'm gonna let Kat go.
Don't do it, Nicole. Come on now. Come on. You've been all right now. Don't get right here at this part. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Look at it. What happened to the fan?
You got the boss lady in the house. Don't do it.
And let me drink.
There
Let
you
me
go.
Don't say that stuff about me.
You're so crazy.
So, Kat, tell the people, you want your Facebook page up there or you want your website? Which one you want them? They know both.
It's easy. CatTheCourseBuilder.com is fine. Thank you so much. And if I could just say one thing to the ladies as I leave, and thank you so much, Nicole. It's been amazing being here. DJ Paulette, let me see.
And Venice. Hold on, wait a minute.
Okay. I'm telling them I'll be right there. Okay. And I just want to say to the ladies, it is International Women's Month. So many times as women, we let other people dictate our progress.
Yep.
They could be our spouse. They could be a boyfriend. Good God. Okay. Or anybody that will stand in your way. And I see so many women who allow their husbands, their spouse, their partner, their friends, everybody to have something to say about how they live out their purpose. And it's tragic when they allow other people to do it. It's not even them. It's that they're allowing somebody else to do it.
Yep.
And so as women, I just want to encourage, Nicole, all the women in your audience. Don't allow yourself to let other people be an excuse for what you're supposed to do. Don't, if you're listening to those people, that's just your way of chickening out of what you're supposed to do. Stop listening. If your husband won't support it, that's okay. My husband didn't support it at first either. He was like, wait a minute, you making good money. Hold on now. You gonna do what? You gonna quit? Hold on. We got grown people bills. We got all kinds of stuff. I mean, you gonna quit? I mean, you sure you did blah, blah, blah. Like he wasn't sure about all that.
Yeah.
But when he saw that I was serious about it, I was serious enough to not take our house money, but to go out and get the money that he saw I was serious about this thing. I would go to sleep and wake up in the same spot. And he would be like, well, baby, did you sleep? he saw I was serious, and so he got on board, and now he
Yeah.
helps run the business and all this other kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, you can't
Yeah.
tell him nothing about KTCB, baby. He'll fight you. Okay, but I'm just saying, don't be mad at your husband, your boyfriend, your friend, your mom, and nobody if they don't support you up front.
Yeah.
Right.
You haven't been serious about it. So don't
Right.
be mad at them because they didn't support you. You didn't support yourself.
Yourself.
Woo!
Okay. So that's all I want to say to the women. Do your thing, crush it. And Nicole and everybody, thank you all so much.
Thank you
Okay,
so much
thank
for
you.
being here, honey. Go get that house, go get the car, go take Livy on her new trip, all of the things, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you so much for being here, Kat. I love you.
Thank you, baby. Thank you all.
All right.
Love y'all.
Mhm. She was fantastic, man.
Yeah.
And look,
I'm
and look,
motivated.
look, and I love it because she was brutally honest, and that's what we need.
Yes.
We need that.
Yeah.
Yep. We do.
Yes,
Yes.
Bridget, she left people with edges
One of
snatched.
the things that wait a minute. Oh, did Bridget say? Did Bridget say this is these snatching it?
Don't you see? Don't you see all my edges gone? My edges is
My
gone.
head being on, they holding mine.
Oh Lord,
I
have
got my
mercy.
hat on. I'm scared to take my hat off.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
Woo.
Oh Lord, have
So
mercy.
listen, so Benice, we get you for a few more minutes. I'm gonna
Yeah.
put your banner up for your website. Benice
you.
is no. I remember when she named her business the Boldness Coach. Oh my gosh, I got to vote on the name. I got to vote on the name when she did that. So Benice, I want you to. Kat gave it a very emotional testimony about some of the things that she's been able to do
Mhm.
because she put in the work with her business. So I
Yeah.
want you to share some of the amazing things that you've been able to do. Because I still got St. Lucia on our list. And don't think
We going. We going.
we
You know,
going.
I want to speak to, and I'm going to dovetail back into what Kat was talking about. But I want to speak to first about believing in yourself. When you believe in yourself and you put in the work, and other people see you putting in the work, they will invest in you. Time, money, resources, whatever it takes, whatever they can give, they will invest in you. And my very first international speaking opportunity came through networking. A really great friend of mine, Tanya, had recommended the opportunity to me because she wasn't able to attend. I had never been to India. The closest I got to India was seeing it on a map. That was on a globe. Like that
On
was
a
the closest
globe.
I got to it on a globe.
Right.
And I remember having a webinar one year, and this was like in maybe the beginning of 2016, 2017. And I had 3 people in my webinar, and I was talking about my aspirations to go to India to be able to spread the word of boldness and how to help women to be bold, big, and bad. My sign above my head. And so when I got off the call, one of the attendees immediately called me. I'm not going to say her name because I want to protect her privacy. She called me and she says, Venice, we got to help you get to India. And I said, okay, so what are we talking about? She said, how much is it going to cost for you to go? And I said, between the airfare and the hotel, I said about $1,500. She said, check your PayPal account. I just sent you $2,000. Yep. So my first international investment came from another woman and another Black woman. Let me say that.
Come on.
And so
See,
she
that's
That
how
part.
we do that part, and that's why I love you
Yes,
because
thank you.
Venice has in the San Francisco Bay Area. There was an engagement that she could not speak to, and she referred me to it.
Yep.
And so I did
Yep.
several presentations for them.
Yes.
This is the foundation of Black Wall Street. This is
Yeah.
how we keep the money within our community. So when
Come on.
someone says, "Hey, do you know somebody who does?" Oh, wait a minute, hold
Yeah.
on. That.
But
Somebody-
Nicole, it's not only do we know somebody, but it's really the integrity of the person that you know.
Amen. Amen.
Really, the
Absolutely.
question is, do you know someone with integrity who can deliver, the way that you
Absolutely.
would potentially deliver? And when they were looking for speakers, I know your work. I know your work ethic, and I know your integrity. And then I remember telling you, I said, and they pay for this.
Mm-hmm.
Because I wanted her to know this is, I'm not asking you to do something for free. They pay for this. And then I told her, if you got any questions about how to structure your pay and your costs, let me know.
Absolutely. And
So I think that's really important to be
yes,
able to
ma'am.
not only refer businesses, but you got to be on top of your game because I can't afford somebody to make my reputation look bad.
Amen.
That's it.
Amen.
Because your word is all you have. All you can do is keep your word, right?
All you
All
can
you
do is
can do
keep
is
your
keep
word.
your word.
And
And
so,
so, go ahead.
so that woman invested in me. She said, I want you to go and do for those women in that country what you've done for me in my business. And then, y'all, I want to tell you the other part of the story. Then the next year, when I got back from the trip, I called her. We had a conversation. Told her about the impact. I sent her pictures. I even sent her a gift to say thank you that I brought back from India. Why one day I was at the mall getting ready to travel again to India to speak the following year, my phone dings and I look down at my phone and I got another $2,000 in my PayPal account. So I instantly thought to myself, oh, this is something wrong. Somebody put wrong money in my account. So as soon as I get in the car, I'm going to call PayPal and let them know. I sat down in the car and and my email popped open and my email said, Venice, I just want to let you know that I have gifted you once again money to continue your work in the world. So
Wow.
this Black woman she gifted me $4,000 to travel the world. And so that opened up the gateway for me to be really to step into the fullness of my gift because I didn't have to worry about how I was going to be able to pay to get over there. Do I have to stay at a cheaper hotel? I could really focus on being in my gift and serving other women. And so, Nicole, your question is, how has this changed my life? Well, I have a freedom that I've never experienced before because when I want to go, I go. And
Mm.
technology allows me to be able to do that, but also putting an out of office message allows me to do that too.
Ooh.
So I just want to say,
Hello.
I have had the pleasure and the blessing to speak in countries like India. I've been to Egypt twice. I've been to Dubai twice. I've been to Hong Kong. I've been to Sri Lanka. Spoken in Sri Lanka. I've been to Tanzania. I've been to Barbados. I've been to the Bahamas. So I've had the pleasure. And then this past summer, I was on a UK tour. So I went and I spoke at a conference in London. Then I left London and spent some vacation time in Ireland, in Dublin, Ireland. And then I went from there and I spent time in Scotland and I spoke in Scotland. So I was gone. Typically, when I travel internationally, I try to be gone about half a month. So my goal is like Kat is to work up where I'm gone for the full month, where I can really just be impacting the world. And also the way that I manage my money allows me to do that as well. Because people think that, oh, you just big balling and just big bossing because you be all over the place traveling. Well, I'm a business owner and I'm very strategic about my money, honey.
I'm so glad she said that because you have to understand on a 9 to 5, somebody like that little girl who told Kat no would have tell her no. So she she can't have the impact and the influence that she wants to have working on at the 9 to 5. But she also knows that in order to do all these glorious things, the coins got to fall in the right place.
They have to. They have to. And I would say the other thing too that's really important. I've learned to travel and travel well.
Oh, wait a minute now. Hold up. Wait.
That's what she said.
I've learned to travel and travel well. So
wait a minute. Wait, Venice, I'm sorry, but you said that travel well sexy is I don't know what. Yeah. She said it was and travel well.
And travel well. So that means first class flights. That means business class sections. That means going into airport lounges, when you travel. That means 5-star hotels, designer hotels. That means car service, when you get to certain destinations. You know, that when you travel, it's like, I want to travel well. I work hard for what I have and what I earn. And so I want to enjoy my life right now. I'm not saving up for it later. I do save, don't get me wrong, but I enjoy my life as I go. And I want to really be clear, everyone. When I came out of my divorce, I was in financial shambles. And I really had to focus my time on getting myself back in the financial position and the life that I was accustomed to. So my credit tanked. I had to spend time rebuilding my credit. When I traveled, I was traveling on the debit card and traveling on the PayPal debit card, you know, at times in the early years. But I eventually built my way back up, you know, to high level credit cards, you know, those credit cards that get you the entrance, you know,
Ooh.
into some of the best places. Exactly.
Did you
Those-
hear? She said the entrance.
entrance.
Yeah, that's that Polly Duvance move.
Yeah.
Oui, oui.
You know, so I just want to impart that on your listeners, is that no matter where you are in this moment financially, when you make up your mind and decide and set a goal that this is what you want to achieve in your life, then you will stop the foolishness
Come
that
on now.
you do with your money. You will stop that online shopping. I can braid my own hair and put my own crochet braids in my hair.
Ooh.
Like I can paint my own toenails and my fingernails. I can arch my own eyebrows. So you will learn and find a way to be able to strategically maximize your resources so that you can live the life you want. The last thing I'll say, last year I did something really incredible for myself that was on my financial goal list. So when the stock split for Google and when the stock split for Amazon, I went stock shopping.
Come on.
Ooh.
Come on.
Wait a minute. Hold up.
Yep.
She didn't say Louboutin shopping.
Mm-mm.
She
Nope.
didn't say
that.
car shopping. She didn't
Nope.
say a Bloomingdale shopping. She didn't
Nope.
say Nordstrom shopping. She said stock shopping.
Thank
Yep.
you.
I went stock shopping and I had a goal in mind for an amount of stock that I want. I got double digits in stocks and I went and bought me stocks in Amazon and I bought me stocks in Google because the stock market is the wait game. So you got to wait on that. That's not a savings account that you can go and cash in. So the stocks now are starting to go back up. So it's there that stock is going to be there at least for the next 10 to 15, maybe 20
Come on,
years.
somebody.
Right?
Come on.
And so the other thing I did for myself
Long-term
was
investment.
I joined a Black women's investment group that has a 7-figure asset portfolio, stock portfolio. So I joined a Black women's investment group.
Would
And
you
so-
adopt me, please?
Yeah.
Please, please. I carry luggage.
You know,
I cut
adult
lawn.
not real.
So, I think it's important. And before I joined the investment club, I was having $25 every 2 weeks, $50 every 2 weeks coming out of my checking account, going into my stock account. And I started buying partial shares. That's how I got back in the game, of stock.
That's it.
But when no stock split, honey, I got dressed up, put my smell good on, did my hair, did my makeup, put a nice outfit on, and I went up into the bank and bought me some stocks.
Amen.
So I just want to leave
Just for
with
success.
the women
Just for
about
success.
your money does matter, and it matters for you.
Absolutely.
It matters for you. And when you make up your mind that you want wealth in your life, and you talking about generational wealth, well, first you got to build your own wealth. So you can't leave nobody else nothing if you ain't building your own.
Nothing. That's right. Come on.
If you ain't got nothing, you can't leave nothing to nobody.
Nothing from
So
nothing leaves nothing.
You can't get a will if you ain't got a house.
Right.
Because a bank account, you can just put somebody on there as a cosigner on the bank, on the signature card. You can give them permission to come and draw it out. That ain't wealth. Wealth is when you got assets, when you have to sit down and say, let me pull out my stock portfolio and let me put this person as a beneficiary on my stock. Let me put them as a beneficiary on the asset to my home, on my life insurance. So get your business straight. Get your business straight, get your money straight. So that you can really have the life you want to have.
Goodness,
That's it. That's all I'm saying.
You done said enough, the bonus coach. Listen, if you missed it at the beginning when I said that Venice was my very first business coach, let me say it again. You never forget your first. And she was my very first business coach that I met at a conference, someone else's conference.
Yeah.
And I just want to let me just give a little bit. So I was in another lady's financial group, and she gifted the first 10 people who spoke up, and I was number one and got gifted a ticket to this conference in Atlanta. I drove to the conference by myself. I was in the room by myself, didn't know nobody there. You need to. But when you say your network is your net worth, look
Yes.
who I walked away with.
Mm.
And she just as it just about this tall, y'all, about that tall, and she had bold red hair. I was like, I like her from afar. And before the weekend was over, we was buddied up, and I was a part of her beta coaching program back then. Oh,
Yep.
child, the thing,
Yeah.
the chills.
Nicole, I remember your first business, Nicole, and this is so cute, but it spoke to her integrity. It speaks to her resilience and her determination. When Nicole was making powder scents for the carpets.
The
Yep.
candle
So
lady.
like love my carpet kind of sprinkles on your carpet.
Wow.
Nicole was making carpet scents. Nicole was known as the candle lady when she did that. Nicole also was doing budgeting, for people, and she was holding space and holding groups around budgeting, with people, helping them to be able to get ready to buy their home. She was helping people to secure their first home. Nicole has been doing money challenges, like coin challenges, putting coin in your bank for the, at the end of the week,
That's
dumping your coin in. Like, Nicole has just been very consistent. So when a person is really, they have that tenacity and they're consistent, you can't help nothing. You can't help but to invest in them. And I was one of those people that called her also and talking about, I ain't seen you in a while online. What you doing? What you doing? Because I ain't seen you.
That's
Yep.
right. Because she said, the Lord, she said, you've been on my mind and I got busy, but I saw you like my post on Instagram, and that was my reminder to call you. That's how that conversation came about.
Yep.
So, man, when I tell you that my circle, as it grows, the core is solid.
Yep.
And I love the growth. Paulette and I met at a conference. It's something about them Atlanta conferences, y'all. I don't know what it is, but it's something about them Atlanta conferences. You walk away with so much more than you bargained for. And so this is one of my community members. She said, dump your change every Friday.
Yes.
We do our change.
Yes.
Dump your change. Yes, Shaka. Yes. So but the foundation, the core, I want to make sure that I don't get the tears. I want to make sure, because it was hard when Kat was speaking. And so when you think about the times when they put themselves out there for you, the times when they call to check on you, and Venice is always busy. Even in her sleep, she busy, right?
Listen. As soon as I hit end,
She got something else to do. Okay, it's only March. It's like her 5th, 6th podcast of the year. It's just March 2nd, y'all. So she's always busy. But when I called and said, "Hey, can you do this for me? Can you come on?" And this is why I'm there.
Yep,
I'm there. So I love the fact that, as a resource, as a teacher, and eventually she became a friend, and we got one more thing to accomplish. We gonna hit that stage together, and short, whichever one get it. I am so looking forward to it. So you guys, I have had the most amazing time, because this is Women's History Month. And who better to have as a part of sharing their testimony than my first My first. And what Paulette doesn't know, she's also my first when it comes to a consistent podcast and radio show. She is also my first. And so as you can see, Tony put up her picture, meet the first
I love that picture.
issue, baby. She giving you all the face, all the face, all the face.
Yes, yes.
So
Y'all don't know my feet was hurting. I was mad.
Those make the best pictures, though.
I
Paulette.
knew it. I knew it.
Pictures,
I
Paulette.
knew it. I knew it. I knew it, Paulette. I kept saying, look like her feet hurt. Cause she got that look like, hurry up and take this damn picture.
Man, my feet was hurting.
Listen, I love it, Denise. I am so thankful for you being here, and your wisdom, your generosity with your knowledge and your experience. And I hope that the audience who are watching us live or even catching us on the replay comment with some things that have really touched you. What has really made you inspired, motivated, or made you shift your mindset in how you look at how you handle your business, because this is all about how your money matters. And so a lot of times you guys will hear me talk about the process and how you got to put in the work. I asked these ladies specifically all throughout this month to come on and talk to us, because they're not only going to talk to you about the process, the hard work, but also the benefits. Yeah. Sometimes we don't really see the benefit when we down in the trenches doing the work. But let me put a whole bunch of people who look like us.
Come on now.
That look like us, that are doing the damn thing.
Yeah.
Yes. That are really out here saying, I'm living my life. Now, can Venice go in some of these the Louboutin and Versace stores and buy what she wants? She can. Does she when she want to? But does she do it often? Probably not.
When I do go in there, I be thinking about, if I spend this much money on the purse, what trip could I go on? What experience could I have?
Come on.
Because an experience gonna last a whole lot longer than that purse.
Yeah, and I think about that, or I think about how much, if I put this money into the group, how much more shares, will I have access to, in the group? And I think about those kinds of things first, because I remember my first Michael Kors bag was like $350. I had to call Jesus.
Nope.
And I was like,
oh Lord.
Why we got why?
She called him up on the main line, say,
what? Like this?
Hello, Lord.
I literally put the bag down. I had to call my girlfriend, call my auntie. My girlfriend was like, girl, you can afford that bag. I said, that ain't the point. The point is, it's $350. And I want the wallet, which is another $100. Like, the point is, do you know what I could do with $500? Do you know that's a plane ticket to go out the country?
And back.
I'm serious at the talk. So anything above that, I think about ways that I could turn that money over into something. I ain't knocking nobody else that's got a fetish for that kind of stuff. Right. Eventually I got me some fancy stuff, right? But you're right, Nicole, it's very few and far in between, because I think about how can I make this money really work for me? Because ain't nobody stopping me talking about your bag is bad. But people are stopping me saying, oh my God, you went to this place. Tell me, how was it?
That's it. That is it. So listen, Shaka says this was her moment. How do you see the finish line and sit down? Is a note taken. And Shaka, that I'm gonna say that's twice for you. Are you one for the front, one for the back? And we know what go in between. So I have and listen, you guys, if you think this is amazing, if you think this is just day one, we got the whole month of March on both Mondays and Thursdays. Paulette was gracious enough to let me squeeze on in on Thursdays so that we can have some extra time to spotlight more women that look like us. So listen, if you think you need some boldness coaching in your life, go on and click on my girl's website. Go see her. Be prepared to invest, but let me just go on it. The only thing she got for free is some loves and some cute eye batting, and you just got that.
And it's so funny. I told my assistant this morning we're building a doing our workflow for our clients and coaching. And we put in a lot of accountability stops in the coaching program. I'm so excited about it. I said, because what people not going to do is tell me, oh, I need some accountability. So can we put that in? Oh, this is too hard. Or no, after every session with me, there you will get some information around you having to explain, what you got out of coaching, for you having to be able to talk about your intentions and how you're gonna put things in action. I ain't playing. Bottom line is, I ain't playing with you. I'm not playing with you.
Tony, what that thing say? What that sign at? Right up here, it say, "I did not come to play.
I did not come to play.
help you win."
I came to help you win.
Okay.
Yep.
So thank you so much. So before we round it out, Bernice,
yes,
any last words for the people?
Yeah, the last words is live your life bold, big, and bad. Bold stands for become out loud daily. Step into your authentic self. Live your life who you are every day in every way. Big, build in your genius. God has given us all at least one talent that can be able to change our lives exponentially. And then bad stands for being audaciously daring. You have to be audacious in this life, to be able to step up and go after what you want. And you have to be daring. You got to tell yourself, I dare you, I double dare you. Then you got to step into it. So be bold, live your life bold, big, and bad with no permission needed. That's it.
Thank you. And Tony is showing us that I did not come to play. I came to help you win. And you are right where you belong. Any last words for tonight, Tony? Come on and let the people have it.
Wow. Man, I am so honored to be on this panel for this particular month with all of my beautiful queens. Man, this show right here has been so educational for me. Because I'm getting it from my queens, man. Lady V, your vision. Lord, inspirational to me, and I'm speaking continued success in all things that you do from this point on. Kat was just,
Yes.
Y'all moving up.
Man, listen. If I haven't learned anything tonight, I learned two things. One of the most first things I heard and learned from y'all was to live within my damn means. Know the difference between wants and needs.
Woo.
You feel what I'm saying? And the second thing that I got from y'all was the willingness to sacrifice for your dream.
Yes.
Because it's your dream.
My dream.
All right,
You know what I'm saying? Man, so thank y'all for depositing that in my spirit. I am just gonna be here. I ain't going nowhere because we all we got.
Amen.
Love it.
We all we got.
I love it. And as Shaka said, Tony's support is always strong. We always support each other. And Tony always shows up to help cheer us on. Paulette, the founder and CEO of the Brownstone Worldwide and Brownstone Living and Brownstone Essentials and Brownstone Blends and everything Brownstone. Because she believes in providing a platform where we can change the narrative for our Black and Brown community.
Love it. Thank you, Paulette. Thank you.
Of course. I don't know how to keep it short because anyway, so because it's Thursday and nobody comes on after tonight anyway. So thank you, Nicole, for introducing us to these beautiful sisters. I could not in good conscience. So I was in a meeting real quick. I was in a meeting getting ready for the launch of this month's issue of Brownstone Living magazine. And I had it on and I said, y'all gonna have to handle this for me. Hold on. And I held my finger up like I was in church. And I said, I'm finished. Can I come in? Because you all were feeding my spirit, and I couldn't very well give the magazine the attention that it needed. So I left them because we only had like 45 minutes left. I left them to kind of do what they needed to do. And I was like, I'm coming up here if I don't do nothing but sit. Because sometimes all you got to do, like the word says, you just touch the hem of his garment. And sometimes you got to be in the room. You got to be in the room with some of the goodness. And so let me just say, I am honored that first of all, Nicole, thank you for allowing us to use your voice on Brownstone Worldwide. I don't say that enough. The same with Tony as well. Sharing your voice, sharing your experiences, sharing your words of expertise with this community. And let's talk about this. This ain't mine. Let's talk about this. So when we look at it from that perspective, the beauty of this is that I am just the vessel that was chosen to allow to come through.
Yes.
And so the lesson in this has been for me, number one, when I heard Kat say, I don't want no young person telling me when I could take off or whatever. Y'all don't even know how that touched me he touched me. Oh. Listen, I felt it in my spirit because I've recently been there. Like building Brownstone Worldwide has been a labor of love. But like I always say, and I know Nicole is dead on, it won't let me sleep.
Yeah.
I wake up with it. I go to bed with it. I call Nicole sometime it be it and hello. And sometimes I just sit there and work. This is a labor of love, but it is also my responsibility because this is the charge that has been given to me to allow us to have a platform for Black and Brown individuals to change the narrative of how we tell our stories our way. And so to hear you all stories this evening, and to understand that I ain't the only one that's, dealing with the things that I'm going through, nor Nicole, nor Tony, as business owners, we are not in this by ourselves. And so these stories resonate and ring true for people like us. And we need to hear these so that we understand that we can make it through. You don't even know what your story did for me tonight.
Wow.
You don't even know. Because I needed to be blessed on today.
On today.
I needed that because there are days, and I'm gonna keep it 100, Nicole. I apologize in advance. I'm gonna keep it real. There are days, and Nicole, no, there are days I'll be like, "What am I doing?
Yeah,
what am I doing?"
I'm a witness.
And
Come on, tell the truth.
Your story is a story of inspiration. Kat's story is a story of inspiration to tell me that I have to keep going on because this is bigger than me. This is bigger than us. And as Nicole always says, if we don't stop and tell the story the right way, it is our fault.
It's on us.
And this month, the theme of Women's History Month is telling our stories.
Yes.
So that's really important for us to embrace that this month is telling our story because it matters. Our story matters, no matter how insignificant you might think that it is. But for that person that is listening to your story, it could change their life. So never stop telling your story. It matters and you matter.
And so I'm gonna step back now because that was what I needed because today was a day. It's been a busy day.
Yeah. So, amen.
Thank you.
Listen, I could say a whole lot and then I could just say lights out because we done we all we got. But it has truly, I think when I started planning for this month, and I'm gonna show you, this is my calendar here. So the highlighted, the yellow folks are all the folks who have confirmed. And every time somebody confirmed, I was like, I got another one. I got really excited. And so when I started looking at who I paired together for the episodes, I'm like, man, their stories are powerful. They don't do the same thing, but they are cut from the same cloth. And no matter what, every last one of them looks like me.
Come on.
So I'm going to relate this to when President Obama made it a point to speak to that little boy.
Yeah.
Tell him, rub his hair. Rub my hair.
Yes.
Because see, I want you to know my hair feels just like yours. My skin look just like yours. My hair feels just like yours. And so when I can tell the story to and see Yumi. I know her real name. Yumi is someone that when I can let her see people who have had the same struggles, who have had the same battles, who are who have overcome the things that she might be sitting in. When I look at Bridget and understand where she's coming from and what she's dealing with, and I can say these ladies that you see in front of you at some point in time went through and dealt with the same thing, and look at where they are now. The ashes have fallen off. They are not scorched, they are not burned, and I want that to be your reason to keep pushing forward, because if I don't show you an example of what you're going through and how to come out on the other end.
Look at Tony.
Thank you,
Tony say you
Jesus.
gonna make
Thank you, Jesus. Boy, thank you, Jesus. Because my sisters need to hear this, man. I swear. This is doing me a world of good, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And listen, even though tonight was not the plan to be in the church, but giving an honor to God, who is the head of my life.
Yes. Yes.
Pastor and the first lady.
Yes.
Amen.
Board, the children's ministry, the auxiliaries,
The motherboard.
the motherboard,
And the building fund committee. The building fund committee.
all to the cooks and the chefs downstairs, the kitchen, honored guest, family, and friends.
Friends. And friends.
Now we're going to move to the church announcements. I am so glad that you all have been here.
Thank you.
I'm looking at this month and just how it's fallen in place. This was not, when I asked Paulette, could I pick up an extra day? I didn't know it would go like this. When I planned on doing this for the whole month of March, this was not how I thought it would go. So I thank God that this was his plan and I'm just the vessel. And then on Monday, here's who's coming forward. Pastor Michelle Evans, hailing all the way from Birmingham, Alabama. When I tell you she is the word, she is a word, right? So she comes to you with the hood version of the Bible.
That's the way to get it. That's the way to get it. So don't be no misunderstanding. I'm coming hood.
I'm telling you, she said, we're gonna come from the hood version. I sat up on the T. For real? She speaking my language. But the young lady that I paired with her for that night, she is a member. Let me hear something about these conferences in Atlanta. It's something about these Atlanta conferences. She's a part of that same coaching program out of that Atlanta conference. And she hasn't been fully participating because she's got some challenges. She's got some challenges, but Pastor Michelle gonna give a word on that night, and I know it. I feel it already. She gonna give a word on that night, and that party who's sitting there when she received that word, because I know I'm gonna receive that word. And Michelle might be listening to us, but I know she had Bible study, and her phone is the color of Venice's jacket. And tonight's lesson is called "Hello Jesus, Can We Talk?" That's
Hello, Jesus.
Hello, Jesus, can we talk?
Look at Tony. Look at Tony.
I need to talk to you right now.
And listen, whoever bought the phone for her, when she pick it up, it's like an old-fashioned phone, and you hear this like a rotary phone. So I am so excited for her to be here. Venice,
Yes.
I cannot thank you enough, my love. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Paulette, Tony, I'm full. I'm full with the lessons of what they've gone through, the benefits of what they've experienced in life, and just really that they took the time to come and share, not only with me, but with all of you. So make sure you go. If you need to get in touch with the Boldness Coach, that's just what it is. It is theboldnesscoach.com. I help vote on that name, so don't be messing it and mucking it up. And so as we close out, I want you guys to always understand that when I pour into you because your money matters, it's because it does. I've seen too many of us disenfranchised, disappointed, held back, held down, beat down, and it's time out for that. So if you know somebody who needs to hear this message, share the broadcast with them. Invite them to come back with you on Monday night right here on the brownstoneworldwide.com, BWTV, as well as girlyourmoneymatters.com on YouTube, the live streams. Thank you so much for being here with us in the gym, where we have all sorts of exercises to help you get financially fit. See you guys on Monday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Love you all. Bye.
Bye.